Bonhams London to Brighton veteran car run starts at Hyde Park at first light and will take over 400 veteran cars on a nearly 60-mile journey down to Brighton, following the original A23 route taken by the early pioneers as closely as possible. The Royal Automobile Club took it over in 1930 and it's run pretty much every year bar the odd war, and it celebrates the history of motion by providing a run for pre-1905 cars. We're in Hyde Park. It's minutes away from the start of the run. First cars will go first light. The park is a seething mass of steaming cars. They're just about to rip up the flag in commemoration of the original Emancipation run. And then at 6:54, the first car will be off, and it'll all happen. Everybody goes off in batches, and it's on the road to Brighton. Driving these early cars is a real challenge. They were built by people who were breaking new territory.
This obviously is the very birth of automotive life.
It's basically Edwardian Britain in a tiny little bubble. It's just the most wonderful event, hence the fantastic clothing. But I can't get enough of this. They should do this at least once a month, I reckon.
The London to Brighton run is an absolute classic in the year. I think of all the events we get involved in, this has got to be the best by far. The guys put this together this week. The engine was started on Thursday, wasn't running too well. They got it running properly yesterday, and here we are with a very tight engine. We're going to run in on the run. So they're just trying to crank it over now, and it's just starting. Thank goodness.
Just fascinating looking at all the different solutions that everyone was using in that period. Well, I think one of the great things about this event I've discovered, and of course other people knew, is the inclusiveness, the way people, the public, get involved. I mean, you can see the cars here and the public are swarming around them, and they're talking to the owners, and they're discussing the cars with them, they're getting their photographs taken. It's great to see.
The Bonhams veteran car run is iconic. Something, let's be honest, slightly mildly eccentric, but which captures the public imagination, and certainly captured mine. I never dreamt that I would have either the wherewithal or the ability to participate in the run, so for me it's a dream come true.
And the big highlight, certainly for me as a driver, is seeing all the spectators along the route. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people watching a most amazing motoring spectacle just drive past them. And with over 400 cars, it's one of the biggest events anywhere in the world. To get to the sea, and you really do feel that you're sharing in the moment that those early pioneers must have done when they first got there. Because in 1896, 60 miles for a car was like driving 2,000. It was an enormous achievement, and even that, I say it's an achievement. It's just fun to get there, and particularly if it's a nice sunny day, there's nothing better.
It's always amazing. I mean, the whole route, there's people out cheering for you, but when you get to the finish, they're shoulder to shoulder and probably 4 or 5 deep on the side. The car's a 1900 Type C Renault. It's a little single-cylinder, 4.5 horsepower engine, but it's got Louis Renault's patented rear-wheel drive system on it, which is pretty much the same as the rear-wheel drive cars of today. And we were timed on the road today at about 25 miles an hour, which is pretty close to the speed it would have done when it was new. So it's a credit to how well it's lasted.
Just coming out of London, we had an enormous launching noise at the front. It stopped, and there's a flywheel at the front of the car, which you can see. That large flywheel had sheared off the crankshaft. So we've had a bit of a fraud trip, but we got here. Try not to think of this one as a race.
That was, honestly, absolutely brilliant. It's the best car experience I've ever had. I've done the Mealy Mealy, I've done various things at Goodwood and the Revival. We've got our own car events, Carfest. That was the most fun because it was so joyous. Why didn't I know about this? And I love cars. I had no idea it was so good. It's a wonderful, wonderful event.
The world's greatest celebration of motoring.